Welcome to episode 3 of Rebuilding Manchester United. And with the transfer window now firmly closed, there's going to be no more outgoings, no more incomings. We just need to play some good football. Welcome to the video, everybody. And as I say, the transfer window has firmly slammed shut. We've not bought anybody in after we brought in Adriano Gomez from Palmeiras for 17.25 million. That was all of our spending done. We had nothing left in the transfer budget and we were overspent on the wage budget. Since then, we have managed to move on Alex Mogg to Estoril Praia on a loan fee for £1.8 million. He's basically one of our young players, 20 years old. He's got pretty much no potential to him, so it didn't really seem worth keeping him around. And there is an optional future fee in his contract as well for £9.5 million. So I don't think they'll take up the option. I very rarely see clubs actually take up an option on someone's contract. Different if it's mandatory, obviously, but when it's an option, they usually just send them back at the end of the loan and you're just stuck with the player. But if they do give us £10 million for a player with that potential and that current ability, I'll be very pleased with that. He has been starting for them, to be fair. He scored 2 goals in 3 starts and 2 sub appearances. So he's had a pretty decent start to life at Estoril. Like I say, there you go, 2 goals in 5 games. And the fact that we're getting a £1.8 million loan fee for him as well and paying the majority of his wages, that is all rather lovely stuff. In terms of the finances, we are back to being £50 million in the red. We do now have like £5,000 in the transfer budget. And because of the little bit of transfer money we got for Alex Mogg, I was able to move that into the wage budget to make sure we are currently underspent now on the wage budget. So that has now fixed itself. We have basically £11,000 per week in the wage budget to spend. That won't buy us anybody. So, but as far as the board are concerned, we're underspent on that. If we have a look at the debts and loans, I've not actually looked at this yet. We're in a positive place with transfer debt. We've got 19.1 million owed to us from somewhere. I don't know where, because I've had a look at clauses and things like that, and I can't seem to find anything. But at least that's not in the red. And if we have a look at the projection, I mean, the projections are looking pretty miserable. That by the end of this season, we're going to be £192 million in debt. 352 million for the following season and then 460 million for the season after. What also concerns me is when I looked at the transfer budget area, next season's minimum guaranteed budget will be 0. So we might not be given any transfer budget for next season either. Yeah, not very positive at the moment. If we have a look at the schedule, it's been kind of positive. In yesterday's episode, we had Chelsea and Wolves on the first 2 games of the season. We won both of them. Chelsea at home, we won 2-1. That was a really good result. And Wolves away from home, we won 3-1 in that game. Then we played Arsenal in the Premier League. And the scoreline doesn't really do Arsenal justice. They were so much better than us. It was unbelievable. We were away from home, but yeah, 2-0. It could have been more. Then we played Crewe in the Carabao Cup second round. And I went for a fully rotated team for this game, with the exception of Adriano Gomez, who did get a start for us. And we only just about got past a team that's bottom of League One. Kian Collart and Fabio Ferreira getting the goals, but they only got those after Ibrahim Adeyemi had given Crewe the lead. And when it got to half-time and we were 1-0 down, I really did think we was going out of this competition. As you can see, by bringing on Zaravelas, Mainu, Ferreira, Chalmers, Aruti, we did use our big name players to try and bring on in the second half. Then we played Burnley and laboured again to a terrible, boring 0-0 draw. I mean, our goalkeeper, Igor Stefanovic, was our man of the match. I think that tells you everything you need to know. Then we played Luton Town in the Carabao Cup third round. And Luton Town are bottom half of the championship. We just about got a win with Esteban scoring in the 72nd minute. We didn't go full rotation in this game. I did play like Bamba Niang, for example, Kobe Mainu, Fabio Ferreira, Kian Kolar, Esteban. We had a large number of our first team in this game. And yeah, it was a very laborious performance. Then we played Everton away from home. And again, it wasn't a great performance. We got the win. We were away from home. It was 2-1. We did go 2-0 up through Gomez and Esteban. But then Andrew Nichols scoring or pulling one back for Everton in the 19th minute. And after that, it was like it was a barrage. We were just under the cosh for most of the game. It wasn't pleasant to see. Today we play Aston Villa, who are 5th in the Premier Division. We are at home for this one, and then we're away from home against Brighton in the Premier League. And that'll kind of be a little tester for the fact we've got a Carabao Cup 4th round game at home against Brighton in October. After the game against Brighton, we do have nearly a month-long international break. We then come back with Middlesbrough, who are 19th, Newcastle, who are currently 3rd. That's going to be a huge game. Obviously Brighton, and then we've got Leicester as well before we move into November. And I think what we do in Monday's episode is Manchester City and Tottenham. Manchester City currently 11th, Tottenham currently 2nd. And that should be 2 massively big testing games as well. So, yeah, let's get into the first of today's 2 matches then. Let's get into the one against Aston Villa, and I'll see you over at the Matchday Centre. So, a couple of bits of news to give you. Brennan Tubakau, our first choice left back, he's back from injury now, but as you can see, he's not in good enough condition to start. He's severely lacking match sharpness, all this sort of stuff. So we're going to leave him out for today, but he should be available again to take his place on the left-hand side and make his first appearance of the season for us in the next game against Brighton. Ayrton Shakur is out for another 4 days. He will be back very shortly. What I have done is this guy here, Jose Antonio Munoz. I've brought him in from the youth team. He's 19 years old with 1.5 star current ability, but 2.5 to 3.5 star potential. The main reason I brought him in is he can play on the right and the left. The issue we have on our subs bench at the moment is unless we overload our bench with defenders, we have to either not have someone that can do the right side or the left side, depending on who we want to have on the bench. He at least gives us a bit of cover on the right and the left hand side, so he is available should we need him. And yeah, other than that, the team is pretty much as it usually is. Stevanovic in goal, Harper left back, Aruti right back, Niang and Chalmers in the centre of defence, San Martin, Mainu and Ferreira in the midfield, Esteban on the left, Collart on the right, and Gomez up top, or Gomez. We'll stick with Gomez, because if I was trying saying Gomez, I'll just keep forgetting and calling Gomez anyway, so we might just stick with Gomez, haven't we? Right, let's get into the match. The teams are warming up. I think I'm starting to feel as well that this save is like 15 years old, because it is starting to take a little bit of time loading and things like that. So I think what I might do in between this episode and the next one is take out some of the leagues that we've already got loaded in, because we're not going to need them now anyway. Let's get into the dressing room. We'll give our team talk, what my assistant Kieran Tierney thinks is best to say. And let's get into it. Hopefully we can pick up a win. But Villa, we are 7th in the league, by the way. Villa were 5th. I mean, they're up to, I think we were 8th actually before this game. I can't remember, I'll be honest. But at the moment, it's just about trying to get some decent performances on the board, trying to get the team playing as a team. We've shown spells of playing good football, I will say that much. But things like this, teams are finding it so easy to get past us, and that was very nearly 1-0. I think not sure if that went out for a corner or not. But here we go then. We've got another highlight, again, an Aston Villa highlight. We are the home team, remember. It would be nice if we could have a highlight. But yeah, it's just, I'm very concerned with the fact that we might not get any transfer budget next season. And if we do get transfer budget, we also need the transfer revenue that we retain to be more than 30%, because we sold £129 million worth of players this season, and we've had barely anything to spend really. We've probably had about 30-40 million pound, and it's a goal to Aston Villa. Referee's got his finger in his ear hole. He has come to our rescue previously. Will he come to our rescue again? It's being checked by VAR. It's not going to come to our rescue. It has been given. Villa take the lead through Cayuto in the 13th minute. We are 1-0 down. I mean, like I said before, if we finish where we are at the moment in 9th, I'll take that, because that's where the board want us to finish. Stevanovic comes out and claims the ball from the corner. He now gives it to Chalmers, to Aruti on the right-hand side. Collart now has it, goes infield to Aruti, who's moving more central, gives it to Fabio Ferreira. He couldn't get his shot away. Aruti with a shot and Aruti with a goal. His first of the season. Kian Collart with the assist. And we are back in the game. It's 1-1. We've got the equaliser. Now can we go on and try and get a lead in the game? We've got a free kick. Niang will take it. Ball into the box. Is that going to be that looked very offside, I've got to say. I'm not going to get excited by that because Collart looked like he was a mile offside. And indeed he was. So, yeah. That's one instance I can't argue with the referee or VAR on that one because even I could see that was offside and I don't see much. In fact, I'm pretty much as blind as a bat on that kind of thing. But it's been a pretty even game in terms of the stats, which is reflected as well in the scoreline so far. Stefanovic has a goal kick, gives it to Chalmers, then to Mainu, back to Niang, the other centre-back. He goes back to the goalkeeper, who then gives it to the other centre-back, Chalmers. We're building patiently from the back. Ferreira to Collart to Aruti, back to Ferreira, who is our best player. Collart has it now on the right-hand side. He can't get across it. He gets tackled in the box. We've given the ball away. They are making their way forward now. This is looking dangerous, but Harper cuts it out on the left-hand side. Gives it to Esteban. San Martin to Kobe Mainu. Gomez! Oh, the referee's got his hand up again. I mean, I want to say that didn't look offside, but I'm probably wrong. I am wrong. God's sake, we've had 2 goals disallowed in this game. I mean, what have we got? Well, I'll say what we've got to do to score a goal. Stay on side might help. Right, there you go. 1-1 at half-time. We could potentially be 3-1 up. I mean, like I say, the Collart one was definitely offside. And I presume the Gomez one was as well. But it's just so frustrating when you get multiple goals disallowed in one game. Right, here's Niang with a free kick. Ball into the box. It's cleared by Villa, but Harper picks up the loose ball, puts the ball back into the box again. I like it when we're putting the ball in the box. Here's Kobe Mainu. Goes back to San Martin, our anchor in the midfield. Good ball for Harper out on the left-hand side. Can he get that ball in? No, he gives it to Mainu. San Martin. San Martin goes, oh, is it the crossbar? Very unlucky from our anchor in the midfield, San Martin, hitting the crossbar there. I mean, I'd actually say we are the better team. We've certainly had more shots. We've not had more shots on target. We've certainly had more shots. Possession is pretty even. And the average rating is pretty even as well. I think we're going to make our first substitutions of the game. Do you know what? I'm going to bring Munoz on and see what he can do. I mean, star rating wise, he's not any worse. So maybe he can do something. I'm not going to take Fabio Ferreira off. I think I'm going to take Esteban off and bring on Dominic Osai. That will be our first 2 substitutions of the game. And Gomez is probably going to be the next one to come off if he doesn't make an impact very, very quickly. Right, okay, I was about to make a substitution then, but we'll see what happens here. It's going to be a free kick. Niang will take it. I mean, he's not going to score. It's a direct free kick and they never go in. And there you go. It was saved. He's gone out for a corner. We'll let the corner play out just in case something happens. Gomez will take it on the left-hand side. An in-swinger, as we like to do. Puts the ball... Oh, it's poor corner. Really poor corner. And it comes to nothing. Right, substitutions. Gomez can come off and Zaravelis can come on. And I think Kobe Mainu can come off as well. And Buja Basic, I think we'll bring on in his place. I was undecided between him and Enrique. I kind of feel this would be disappointing if we only get a draw from this game, because I feel like we deserve to win it. And I think we've been really unlucky as well. Let's have a look at maybe let's take Fabio Ferreira can come off and Enrique can come on for him for the final 5 minutes or so. Probably 10 minutes after added time. Right, they have a corner. Let's not concede, please. Thank you. Stefanovic gathers it nicely. It was headed straight at him, to be fair. If it was either side, it may well have gone in. But the highlights continue. And Stefanovic has gone for a long kick upfield, which is not really how we play from a goal kick. We usually go short, but I let him off. Collart has it in the midfield and he almost gave it away. He's managed to pick up the loose ball. Aruti to Sam Martin, and it's almost found the striker Zaravelis. Here's Osai. Oh, he scored. Zaravelis with his first of the season. Osai made that goal. I think the keeper saved it, pushed it out, and Zaravelis has put in the rebound. And in the 90th minute of the game, with 4 minutes to be added on, we've taken the lead. We are up to second. Oh, my word. We have beaten Aston Villa 2-1 at home. That was a really good result. And if that table wasn't lined up, we moved up to second in the league. 3 points behind West Ham. We're above Tottenham, Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool. Wow. And we've all played the same amount of games. Well, it's not like we've played a game more than anyone else. Right, we've got 5 days or so between games. I'll see you for the Brighton game. Do you know what? I just sat here and said to myself, we've got everyone available. There's no players injured. I can choose my first choice full strength 11 for this game against Brighton. And then we get the news that Jonathan San Martin is injured. He's got a bruised thigh and he's out for 3 to 7 days. So we can't play him in today's game. It will only be today's game he's going to miss because obviously we're on this international break afterwards. But Eddie Bavers comes into the defence. I have got the option. Bamba Niang can play there to a 3-star standard, and we could bring someone like George Colombo on. And in actual fact, I think that is what I potentially am going to do, actually. I do want to give Eddie Bavers some opportunities because he is a young player for us, as is Jordan Cresan. But I think we just need to go with... I mean, apparently these two don't play well together, and Niang and Ferreira don't play very well together either. I don't know where that's come from, but it is what it is. I don't pay too much attention to that unless we're on a poor run of form. Then I do try to make the changes accordingly. But Breno Tabacao is available and he's into the left-back role. As you see, a massive improvement on anything else we've had there. I have been told he's only allowed to play 45 minutes. I'll probably give him an hour before taking him off, but we'll see how he's performing. Right, hang on. Let's get into the game, I was going to say. Stevanovic in goal. Tabacao on left-back. Aruti, right-back. Colombo and Chalmers in the centre of defence. Niang, Mainu and Ferreira in the midfield. Esteban and Collard out wide with Gomez up top. Couple of changes. We had a good win in the previous game against Aston Villa. If we can pull off the same... Where are Brighton in the table? I'm not actually blind. Brighton are down in 16th position. 1 win, 1 draw and a defeat to their name. Their only win has come at home against Crystal Palace. Their draw has come at home against Brentford. And they, out of their 4 defeats, 3 of them have been away games with Chelsea, West Ham and Sheffield United. But they've also lost to Southampton as well, which was at home. Right, £48 if you want to get into Brighton's American Express Stadium. The Amex, I think they call it in real life. Right, let's get into it then. Enough waffling. And yeah, if we can pick up a win here, that will be back-to-back episodes where we've had 2 wins from 2 games. Here's Tabacao with his first touches on camera for us. Playing the ball. Oh, that was a nice little move from Collard then. He's turned his opponent. Can he get the ball in? He can, towards Gomez. And Gomez has scored his 3rd of the season. Collard with the assist. We've taken an early lead in the 7th minute of the game against Brighton. And that is a great start. We were second in the table after the last game. If we can stay there after this game as well, I'm going to start getting giddy. I really will. Right, Collart's got it again. Bearing in mind, he weren't my first choice when I came in on that right-hand side. He has been proving me wrong, and he's now got a goal of his own. Ferreira with the assist. Collard with his 3rd goal of the season. I think Collard, Ferreira and Gomez are all on 3 goals. Right, we have a free kick here. Niang with the free kick. Again, if it's a direct one, it's not going to go in. There you go. Point proven. But we're looking very good in this game. In fact, in this episode, we've looked very good. Against Aston Villa, now against Brighton. I'm not going to count the chickens too early because it's very possible Brighton could come back. Oh, what an interception. And here's Gomez. Oh, how has he not scored? Gomez should have scored that. That was an absolute sitter of an opportunity. I mean, Brighton have not even registered a shot at goal yet. Oh, they have now. Two in one go. They now have a corner as well. We partially clear it, but they score from the rebound and Ciso with the goal. How is he still? How old is he now? Bearing in mind, Mainu, I think, is 34. he must be around the same age, if not a little bit older, because like I say, we're 15 years in the future, which means in real life he must be very young in real life as well. Like now in 2024, like Mano, again, we've missed such a good opportunity. We should be like 4-1 up at this point. We really should. Right, Tabakal with the corner. It's an in-swinger from the right-hand side. Puts the ball in the box. Chalmers with the header, but it's gone over the bar. I'd like to see us score a goal from a corner. I must admit, we've conceded one that's come from a corner, but we've not actually seen ourselves score one yet, from what I can remember anyway. And that is going to be half-time. We take a 2-1. I mean, we have been so much better than Brighton in that first half. They just came into it in the second half of that half. 0.66 XG and they've scored. Okay, right. Dressing room, put on a worthy display, out you go. And when you look here, you've got red on the heat map for basically where the goalkeeper stands. Well, here's Fabio Ferreira. Can he pull something off here? Gives it to Collard, who always seems like the most likely person to score or assist, really. Mainu to Esteban. Gomez, again, it's saved by the keeper. Gomez needs to take some of these chances. I've spent big money on him, £17 million. He takes a corner, puts the ball into the box, but the keeper comes out and claims it. Very well claimed from their keeper indeed. Yeah, I need Gomez to start taking a few more of these chances. I mean, he scored 3 goals so far this season, which isn't a bad start by any stretch of the imagination. But it's also not amazing either. Right, substitution time, I think. And who's this guy here? Kobe May. I think we're going to take Mainu off. We bring Enrique on now. Oh, by the way, this guy here, Buja Basic, I bought him on as a substitute in the last game. It ticked over a clause in his contract where he's had a pay rise, which means we're now overspent on our wage budget again. So, yeah. Right. George Colombo's not playing particularly well. I think we move Bamba Niang back into centre of defence and bring on Eddie Bathers in his place. I mean, to be fair, Bamba Niang's not having a great game either. I am supposed to be taking this guy off. There you go. He's played 20 minutes more than what my medical team advised. I just hope I'm not going to regret that by weakening our defence too much. But a triple substitution, one of them kind of forced upon me, I will admit. But we're heading towards the final 10, 12 to go now. And Hinshelwood is still in the game as well. Ferguson, I mean, yeah, Ferguson is young when FM24 starts. Right, Chalmers has the ball, gives it to Ferreira, to Gomez, and he just gives it away. Are we going to surrender a 2-goal lead here? Here's Munoz, their Munoz, not our Munoz. And there you go, it's 2-2. Oh, it's just so frustrating. We started this game so well. We were absolutely all over and we missed a couple of absolute sitter opportunities. Oh. Right. I think Esteban can come off for Dominic Asai. Clark can come off and Zaravelis can come on for him. I know I said Clark looks like the most likely, but he's looking very tired. And I don't want him getting injured or anything silly like that, even though we have got a month off. But, right, can we get a goal? Can we please not concede a goal, though? I don't want to lose this after being 2-0 up. 4 minutes of time to be added on. We've played 5. The full-time whistle goes. That's a disappointing 2-2 draw, I've got to say. We've underperformed their XG. They've overperformed theirs. If we have a look at the average rating of the players, I mean, their average rating is better than ours. So, and Stefanovic at 6.3, I think I'm going to blame him. I really do. Yeah, looking at their team, I mean, let's have a look at how old these players are now. So Jack Hinshelwood is 34 years old. So he's Kobe Mainu's age. Julio Enciso, he's 35 years old. Okay, so he must be around like, what, 20 in real life now? Evan Ferguson is 34 years old. So they seem like they've got a pretty old squad, Brighton. Right, it's disappointing. Yes, it is. Saying it's disappointing, though, we've ended this episode. We go into the only international break of this half of the season. And after 7 games, we are 3rd in the league. Only 3 points off top. This has been a very decent start to the season for us. Let's be completely honest. Here you can see the international break coming up. If we have a look at the schedule, like I said earlier on, we'll probably come back if we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I want to play 5 games off camera. We might come back for Leicester, Liverpool, actually. We'll play a couple of games off camera, Middlesbrough and Newcastle. We'll play the Brighton Carabao Cup 4th round tie off camera. And then we'll come back for Leicester, Liverpool in the league. Leicester 9th, Liverpool currently 7th, but underperforming. So, yeah, I think we'll do that on Monday. So thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Solihull Moors Road to Glory continues on Sunday. But otherwise, I'll see you for more of the rebuilding Manchester United on Monday, 6 p.m, as always. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.